Hey Karen, I typically enjoy watching your videos, but I just wanted to tell you how sad this one about red products makes me. As I was watching it, I kept waiting for you to spaz out into some kind of insightful parody of corporate manipulation and greed, but you didn't. I thought you had to be joking, like until about a third of the way through it when I realized that you were serious. This kind of thing reminds me of a few years ago when all of the movie stars came to the Oscars in Priuses to show their concern about global warming. Forget the fact that, they could have just saved all the millions they spent on food and gifts and costumes and all this other crap and just donated every bit of that to global warming, and not had all this big hoopla. Not to mention that they all live in these million-dollar houses, these huge consuming machines, and everything that goes into those houses gets transported by oil-burning things, and so they can drive as many Priuses as they want when they're basically consuming the same amount of energy and resources as like a whole village, a good-sized town over in Africa would, each one of their households. But they don't want to think about that. All of these charity things, it's like, and this is the other sad part of it, it's like people won't do something good unless there's something in it for them. It's the same thing. You see all these charity things, and unless they can get dressed up and have a big fancy meal at some cotillion in a downtown hotel, then they're not as inclined to donate the money. It's like, it isn't about donating the money or helping a cause. If it were about that, they'd just be writing checks. What it's about is something that's sadder than that. They want to feel good about themselves by doing this instead of just doing this. So it's important for them to get the fancy meal out of it, and it's even better if somebody can see you doing it, like wearing your little pin or wearing the little red, the little red shirt. And, that brings us back to the Gap. All they've figured out how to do is to market this feeling, to capitalize on this shopping drive, to get you into the store with this incentive that you'll be doing something good. And while you're there, you're going to find all kinds of other things that aren't red to buy. That's why they're doing it. So there's no good internal purpose behind any of this. And how much good it does, is questionable. I don't know how much that money is going to actually get around to helping fight AIDS in Africa. But in any event, when you're, walking out of the store with your little red shirt all wrapped up in paper tissue in the fancy little Gap handle bag, just visualize clear-cut old-growth forests, for all this packaging and crap. This whole thing, I just personally saw the most perfect example of this kind of mentality. I'm from the Midwest, and back in St. Louis, back in the early 90s, when Toyota turned the Land Cruiser into this big, luxurious, gas-guzzling SUV. It was the very first one. And on the back of this one that I saw were two bumper stickers. One said, "Shop locally and think globally." And the other one said, "Save the rainforests." And I just gotten done watching a Frontline special about Japan being the biggest defoliator of the rainforests in Indonesia. I thought, boy, isn't that interesting? This person's just contributed to the GNP of Japan, buying this big gas guzzler, and Japan's one of the biggest defoliators of the rainforest, but they got these two bumper stickers on. So anyhow, you're welcome to your opinion, I'm welcome to mine, but you seem like a really smart young woman, and you're starting to wield a little bit of popularity and power on YouTube. So I just thought it was important to throw out this idea and see what you think about that. Yeah, maybe I'll see you out here in San Francisco. Like, you'll see me, though, and you'll go running the other way. You'll go, there's that Greenpeace guy or whatever. And I'm not. I just think that we really need to be conscious of the decisions we make and all the things they affect down the line. And one of the most damaging things we do as Americans is buy into consumerism, because it's one of the things that's screwing us with other people all around the planet. So I hope you're well, and thanks for tolerating my raining on your parade.